All right, we are live.
Yes.
Let me pull up this small introduction here.
Cool.
My name is Frank Schwarz, and I am lucky enough to have Miss Lolita Sheriow. See, I'm going to mess it up, but I just asked you how to pronounce it. That's how horrible I am.
It's all good.
We're going to just stick with Lo.
Perfect.
Lo is a real estate investor, a motivational speaker, a mentor, and now an author of the book, 21 Steps on How to Take Action and Get Results in Real Estate. Lolita wrote the book for real estate investors and professionals to use as a handbook to help them create success in their real estate business by applying the principles of action taking and generating the results that they are looking for. Her action steps are praised by numerous real estate investors and entrepreneurs, such as Mark Evans, DM, and internet marketing legend Willie Crawford, which is awesome. If you're looking to learn how to take action and get results in your business, this interview is for you. Lolita, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the time out to interview me and just ask me questions. And I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Well, I love the chance. We've known each other for a short time, but a long time in internet years, and you know, just seeing how you've supported me, and I love giving back, and I love when people take action and do anything, and when somebody reaches out, I always try, my best if time is, and you wrote this book, and I love working with authors because it's such a lonesome, creative endeavor, and so is like internet marketing or working from home. You don't get out of the box very much, as I like to tell people. So
right.
I'm always here for you.
Thank you.
How's life been?
Life has been fantastic. It has been a nonstop roller coaster ride, to be honest with you, over the last probably 3 months, actually probably the last 6 months of this year, 2014. But, it's fun, it's adventurous, it's exciting. We've incorporated, new elements in our real estate investing business, and things are going well. So just super excited about the book, and I got to hold it up because when you work so hard, and I know you can relate on something, and when you can feel it, it's manifested, it's just like, it's great. So
I have to ask, and it might sound, what's it smell like? I know you smelled the book.
It smells like a new book. One that I put a lot of work in. That
smell. Anything I get from Amazon, I open it up and I'm like,
yeah.
Where is it?
It's great. You're right.
And success. It smells like success because, you've been working, and to see your words on paper.
Yes.
Bound. It's not printer paper. It's bound up, and you can say, "Look, guys, I told you, I did it."
Yes.
Even if I'm the only one with a copy, I did it. That's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. Took action.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what compelled you to write a book about taking action in real estate?
Well, sure. Well, very good question. And I wanted to write a book to motivate, to educate other real estate investors, other real estate professionals, and just share my experience. At first, I really wasn't sure how to do it, but I've always known that I wanted to write a book. From getting results and just kind of documenting my process and sharing a little bit of my ups and downs with real estate, since 2007 up until this point, and what I did. I guess also working with other real estate investors, especially students and mentees, and hearing some of the same frustrations and questions they had concerning, really doing this business and seeing success, how to obtain success, how to get success. And you know what, Frank, it's easy to kind of go out there. There's so many books on how to wholesale or how to buy, fix, and flip, or how to buy foreclosures, REOs, and the list goes on. But nobody ever really talks about how do you take action in order to get results, with doing either of those type of methods, real estate investing. So I wanted to put something together, some type of action step plan that people can use, real estate professionals, can use to help them get the results that they desire. And those results can vary. Some people want to make an extra $3,000, $5,000 a month. But you have other people that want to totally replace what they're doing on their 9 to 5 and make it a business. Make 15, 20, 30,000 a month or more. So 21 Steps on How to Take Action, Get Results in Real Estate is based upon what you would like to accomplish and how to get there. So that's what compelled me.
That is, it's funny because you and I have talked before about real estate and stuff, and I literally, I was just looking over at my stack. I've got 10 books on the floor right now about real estate. I buy books all the time. I would go to the used bookstore, and it's a great section. And you're right, they all tell you you can make a killing. You can do all of this. 2 a.m. You've got some other guy telling you. Carlton Sheets, all of this stuff, but what were the steps? What am I going to encounter? And what's great is 2007 was before the slump.
Mm-hmm.
So you made it at the top, you've been in the bottom, and now you're working back out of it. So I think that's like such a fresh approach.
Yes.
Because I've said for the wife and I, just even buying our own house, it's such an unstable economy in the housing here in Arizona that I'm still afraid. Are we buying it? Are we buying at the bottom and going to be able to do what we want, or are we buying in this new bubble, or where is it? So that's awesome. I'm really excited because that's steps is what I think everybody needs.
Sure.
Bullet points and everything else is the best way I learn, besides getting my hands dirty. So what's the purpose and goal for the reader, or what should the purpose and goal of the reader be when they pick up your book?
Sure, that's simple. The goal of the book is to help, real estate professionals on how to create success in your real estate business by applying the principles, of action taking and generating the results that you are looking for. So just like I shared before, if you're looking to, become a realtor, what action steps do you need in order for that to happen? And once you become a realtor, what is your goal? Do you want to sell or list 2 to 5 houses a month, or do you want to do 10 to 15 or more a month? Those two goals are separate, obviously. You're going to have to do a whole lot more work if you want the 10 to 15. You see what I'm saying? So the action plan has to be tailored, if you will, but the principles still apply as far as the steps and what you need to do in order to get the results that you want. So that's pretty much the goal of the book.
Well, I think that's a pretty awesome concept, or portion that if I was looking at going into becoming a real estate person, or not just an investor, but maybe an agent, the investment of less than $30 for a book, to look at what I'm going to get into before I dump thousands of dollars into classes and the laws. I mean, you still go and do that. That's a great thing. Any type of learning is awesome, but
sure.
$30 book to teach you what you possibly are getting into, so that's not for me, that's too much, or I don't have that commitment level yet. I think that's an awesome thing. So yeah, if you're real estate agents, before you go crazy with classes, go over to Amazon or to Lowe's website and pick up a copy and do that.
Yes.
After
Please.
you're done watching this, though, watch first and then take action.
That's right.
So I know a lot of people, they get hit with, like I said, Carlton Sheets. I mean, he 30 years on TV. You've got Mondo, Sean Terry. You got all of these guys. Facebook ads, with all these guys. Buy a house for $1. What authority do you have to teach me about real estate?
Sure, absolutely. Very good question. And, I've been doing this for about 7 years now, and I'm not necessarily the smartest person, out there. I'm not the Carlton Sheets or Donald Trumps, I'm not, and I even talk to people that are more, experienced, I guess, when it comes to wholesaling houses, wholesaling real estate. That's pretty much what we specialize in flipping houses than I do. But, I believe what sets me apart, from everybody else is the fact that I take action. And because of, doing this, I've been able to make, grow and get pretty much more results and increase my profits, our business profits, every year that I've been doing this. So, anybody, you can make a decision, again, I'm not the smartest person out there. I don't know everything. But the thing is, you take action. But you have to learn how to strategically do that. And myself as well as, our business, we've had success so far doing that. So over the course of 7 years, we've closed probably a little bit more than 250, been a part of over 250 real estate transactions. Wow. So, with that track record, it lets me know that, hey, okay, Lo, you're on the right path. So now just share and document what you've done to help other people. And while I'm doing that, guess what? I'm continuing to educate myself to continue to grow and our business to grow, our real estate business to grow, so we can do even more. So that's why I feel like I'm authority, on this topic and can talk about it, because I actually do. Anybody that knows me, they know Lo. Lo is a take action person. She's just not going to sit and not do. I do it, even if it doesn't necessarily, if I don't have all the information. And I talk about this in my book. People overanalyzing, they overanalyze stuff, and they just get, paranoid, and they stop because they panic. They think it's too much information. They don't know what to do, and they just stop, But you can't do that. So, but the book talks about that as well.
That is and I'll get to that question in a minute. The analysis and paralysis. I had that. And I was lucky enough to connect with people, and I had a guy, my buddy and mentor Anthony, and he said, you know it. Stop thinking about it.
Yes.
Put it down and start telling people how to do it. You will grow more by sharing, and you'll be challenged to grow in your business, and you will see, a personal growth and a business growth. So what is... Or what's a hint or two about the take action formula that you've developed?
Sure. Well, I was in the process of writing this book. I was thinking, man, it would be cool to come up with some type of formula or equation to, just to simplify to not only the reader but myself, something that, you can kind of write down, have in front of you, and you have this take action formula in front of you, and you can always go back to it, and it helps you to stay focused to take that action. So what I did was I came up with IY, which means invest in yourself, plus TA, means plus take action, equals R, which means results, times RP. And RP is repeat the process, right? So how simple is that? It's simple. And a lot of people make, business is not hard. And I learned this from a mentor of mine. Business is actually simple because it's the simple things, the simple principles that if you do, and if you do it on a repetitive basis, you will see success. So that's why, I came up with this formula. Again, IY plus TA equals R times RP. How simple is that?
No, that is That is a great thing, and the fact that there's a formula. McDonald's, they created a formula. Their system. It's not hamburgers. It's not real estate. It's not this. It's that they just made a system that can be copied and repeated day
Yes.
in and day out around the world, and there's no confusion. And
Yep.
I think that's what makes them and any other system work, is that you can rinse and repeat is what I call it, but you know,
Yes.
repeat. Once you got the basics down, that's awesome. That is
Yes.
just okay.
Keeping it simple.
Yes, yeah. We'll say keep it simple. There's a few
And
other.
you know, and I can give another example. You know, even with marketing, and that's why I actually asked you. Of course, you know that you're very good at marketing, and I love marketing. Marketing is probably my second passion, other than real estate. But you can take this formula and apply it to your marketing efforts. All right. It's leads that generate deals, especially real estate. So the better marketer you are, the more deals you make. And I tell my students this all the time. So once you invest in yourself to learn how to market, the type of marketing you want to do, you focus on one or two. I typically say one. I like direct mail a lot. Learn it. Learn it, understand it, learn how to find those targeted, leads, people that you want to go after. Then what you want to do, obviously, is take action and set up those campaigns. Right. And once you map out those campaigns, those results will start coming in. So if you get a 7 to 10 to 15%, return as far as a callback, and you get a few deals out of that, guess what? It worked. So document what you did, and what you want to do now is repeat the process. So continue to do what works. If it stops working, then guess what? You need to do some adjust and or learn how to possibly maybe do get really good at marketing, maybe online marketing, which I love as well.
Right.
So I just wanted to share an example.
Oh no, that's perfect, because I think I know for me, the wife and I sat down and we were reading and we're looking, and we got to do direct, and we got to have the phone, and we got to do all of this, and it was like being inundated with all that information, and it was like, where do we start? Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, I don't know. Usually start chapter 1, but all they're talking about is their success and why I should do them, and then they say go out there and put a sign up. But where do I get a sign, or what do I do? Where do I buy? What does it say? I'm a simpleton at times. Mm-hmm. I like it broke down, and like you said, you've got this process, and then once you got it started, then you rinse and repeat, or repeat the process over and over again. And if it does break, where in the process it broke down. And you're right, marketing is there's guy Andrew, and I forget his name off the top of my head, but his saying is, marketing is everything and everything is marketing. Mm-hmm. And when I heard him say that years and years ago, I went, that is it. That's the truth of the matter. No matter what, that's the way. You've got process and you've got your market. You're going to succeed. People got to know about you. So what are a couple of steps that you can share that you would change in your life and change in your business that are part of your steps that you do?
Sure. Well, I was actually going through the book, and there's several, but I'll just share. I'll probably the 4 steps that really has helped me the most.
That'd be awesome.
Step 1, know what you want. Awareness without action is worthless. So you have to know where you're going. And in the book, I share examples of when I worked at Countrywide, but I also have in the book where I instruct for you to write down. Yeah, this is an action book.
Oh, no, yeah, right? At least
you have to write down things that you want to accomplish in real estate, in your real estate business, or whatever it is that you want to, accomplish. You have to write it down. So you have to know what you want. So that will probably be the first step. And also step 3, put forth the effort. Put forth the effort. It boggles my mind. I remember going to a real estate, some type of workshop or seminar in Atlanta about 3 years ago. and I was networking, with the other attendees there, and this lady, the older lady, she might have been in her mid to late 50s. So we struck up this conversation and, talk about where you're from, how long, have you been, trying to do real estate investing, buying houses, flip houses, whatever the case may be. And what struck me is that she said that she's been going to different seminar events, and she was naming off like 5 of the top gurus over the last probably 5+ years, and has spent over $100,000, hundreds of thousands, and had not done one deal.
Oh my goodness!
Not one deal. That blew me away, seriously. And I just simply asked. I said, "Why? Why haven't you done a deal?" And she said, "You know what? It was a mixture of fear." But I was thinking to myself, really? You're not scared of paying all this money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and not doing anything? But that blew me away. So that's why this step here I talk about, put forth the effort. Once you invest in yourself, do not sit on that information, okay? It's not going to happen. You have to move, all right? Put forth the effort in what you learn. And also, a lot of times I think entrepreneurs get caught up in, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. I have in the book, I have for you to write down your strengths and write down your weaknesses. What are the things that you're good at? Write those down and document them and focus on those things, okay? But don't get caught up in, like the lady at the seminar, the $100,000 lady that hasn't done a deal. So,
That's a rough one. I mean, I can totally see. I know there are probably millions out there, sadly, but yeah, what a waste of money and time and opportunities.
Yes, but I just didn't sit on it. And trust me, I'm the type. I believe in continuous education. That is so vitally important, especially if you want to grow as a real estate investor. You have to be ongoing, or any entrepreneur. But whatever you learn, you don't sit on it. That's just like a product I bought of yours on how to profit with Hangouts. I learned how to do it. I took action, and I actually made money. So that's just an example.
It's just that it's frustrating for me, and I'm sure from your point of view too, is that you see it, you go, you have it in front of you, and of course you always continue. Like I said, my mentor Anthony, he started in real estate. He was very big in real estate in Florida, and he talks about how his career started with that, and he's always had his pulse on it. But he got huge. Things happened, but he took his knowledge and transferred it into creating a real estate course online on how to build your real estate business. So he took action. He could have sat there and said, "Woe is me, I'm going bankrupt, I'm losing my entire fortune." But like you, took the step and started doing it and continued to do it, and you both have got great success. And I mean, this is awesome. Paralysis analysis. What's your take on it?
Well, before we go there, I want to share.
Sorry, yeah.
No, real quick. And the reason why I want to share this is because this is really common for a lot of entrepreneurs as well. Step 6, stop overanalyzing. A really good quote that I added to the book. People don't take opportunities because the timing is bad. The financial side is insecure. Too many people are overanalyzing. Sometimes you just have to go for it. In other words, the timing will never be perfect. Just like, one of my friends that's in her early 40s, she's stressing about having a kid, and she wants to make sure that the timing's right. At this point, hey, the clock is ticking, so there's really no good time in her situation. But that's just an example that there's, are you ever going to have enough money to take care of a kid, right? Especially if you want one. If you want one, go for it, have one. It's the same with jumping into business or making some changes in your existing real estate business in order to grow it, right?
Absolutely. No, timing always sucks for me. I have a million things to do, and I never have enough time, and I will sit there, and I've caught myself over a weekend. Friday, had a great idea, was doing it, thought about it. Tuesday came and I went, why didn't I do something with that? You
Yes.
know, wow, I just wasted 4 days not doing anything to get to that next step. You know, just like I'm saying it here, and I know as soon as I leave the office, the wife is going to say, I was hearing what you were talking about with real estate. Again, why do we have all these books and we haven't taken a step towards it?
Yes.
And it is. It's fear, it's unknowing, and just not doing the one thing you just said, which is take the step forward. You can't even start the journey, but you're right. You got to do it.
You got to do it. And the last two, step 7, don't be afraid to make a mistake. Because guess what? It's going to happen. If you're afraid to make a mistake, you're not up to being an entrepreneur. Period. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to invest into some type of marketing or something where it's not going to generate the return that you want. It's not always going to, generate a return. So, or, you may make a decision that's not in the best interest of the business. So, but it's going to happen. So what you do, you learn from that mistake, and you grow from it. That's how you grow. That's how you get better. That's how you get smarter. That's how you get sharper. And guess what? That's how your profits increase when it comes to your bottom line. And the last one, continue to grow. I think we've already talked about that. That's step 11. Continue to grow. Continue to invest in yourself in order to get the results that you want.
So it's okay to make mistakes, to learn, and it's okay to learn as long as you're taking action through the whole process.
Through the entire process. That
awesome.
is correct. And that leads up to the next question.
Well, and that's the thing is I know that there's a process, and I know that I am faced with it. And like I said before, a couple of years ago, I was analyzing everything, and I was, like you say, paralysis by analysis. I was just stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I just, computations and steps and everything, I just literally was frozen in my tracks. And what's your take on it?
My take on it is you have to make some modifications. Just because the business plan is not perfect doesn't mean that you don't do, or you don't try, or you don't move forward. What you have to do, once you get the necessary training, or information, or guidance, then you go back and modify what you started. So just like you said, you have information overload. That means you have to take a step back. Take a step back, reanalyze. Don't stop, but you have to take a step back and decide, okay, I need to carve this off. I need to carve this off. Kind of like I did with my own real estate investing business. So I was doing too much. I was all over the place. And honestly, once I got my business coach, she helped me kind of carve the fat, because I got into a place where I was stuck with my real estate business, and I knew that I wanted to do more. So in my case, I went ahead and invested to get additional training in order to help me overcome that paralysis analysis, if you will, of just being so inundated with information and directions that I just stopped. So I guess that would be the answer to that question, to help. And I'd go a little bit more in depth about it in the book to help you.
Well, I got a small side note, because I think it's really important that, not only does everybody go out and definitely pick up your book. You gotta pick up the book, because it especially for a beginner, but also people who have been in the business know that every little bit of educational time is always something else. I'm always buying things during the week, during the month, because I may get something small, but it can be such a huge investment. It's a small amount of money, but it's a huge investment into the future of my company. What's your take on mentoring or being mentored? Because I know you're going to get a ton of emails going, are you available to talk? Can I hook up with you? Can we hang out on Google? Can I email you? How much would it be to, consult with you? So what are your thoughts on mentors?
Sure. I mean, I believe mentors are necessary. Mentors are critical to the success of the most successful entrepreneurs, and real estate investors. I believe at every level of your business, when you're making nothing, when you're making 50,000 a year, 100,000, half a million, whatever, at each level you have to have a mentor for that continued guidance and direction. It's critical. And for myself, it's so exciting, and that's why I love what I do, and that's what helps me to continue to be able to sleep at night is number one, being able to help sellers out of their situations, especially if they're motivated and their homes become a burden on them, but also being able to help my mentees and coaching students that I teach and that take action and that get it. And when they call me or when they send me text messages, in which I got a text message a couple of days ago of a coaching student that got his first deal and the buyer. So he took both contracts and the earnest deposit to the title company. So those things are exciting to me. So how important is it? It's everything. It's everything. And honestly and truthfully, and I talk about it in the book, I wish I would have gotten a mentor a little bit earlier on in my career as an entrepreneur. I really didn't have the investment at the time, but if I knew then what I know now, I had access to the money. I just didn't ask for it. But you
Right.
live and learn. So again, I talk about that in the book. But to go back to your question, it's absolutely critical, and I think it's very important to have a mentor and to be mentored at every level.
No, that is, and I wholeheartedly agree because that's if I wouldn't be where I'm at from way back when I was a manager of a McDonald's.
Hmm.
I was reading success books. I was looking for the people. I was anything and everything I could get a hold of and going, I don't want to be here. Nothing wrong with it. It's a great job, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. It was a step into whatever I was going to evolve into, which was writing my own checks because I'm tired of somebody else doing it. So,
Exactly.
how are real estate investors and entrepreneurs? How are they? Because I know you've reached out probably and had some other people read it and give you some feedback. What's it been like?
It's very humbling. Number one, to have one of your mentors, earlier mentors, Mark, and I'm talking about Mark Evans, DM, to not only endorse the book, he's given his blessing on it, but also he agreed to be a part, in which he is. One of the interviews that I did with him is a part of the book.
Awesome.
And he thought that, and he's a 7-time best-selling author,
Oh
as
wow.
well as a real estate investor, a successful real estate investor. So that meant that he saw an opportunity for this book to really help and be a blessing to other real estate investors out there. And as well as Mr. Willie Crawford, even though he's an internet marketer, I've actually learned a lot from Mr. Crawford, and I approached him as well and let him know the project that I was doing with the book, and he gave his blessing on it as well. So, of course, Mr. Crawford is definitely a legend and a heavy hitter
Yeah,
uh,
he
in the
don't play
industry.
around.
So it's cool, it's cool. And I just got a text this morning. I let a few of my colleagues, business colleagues and friends read the book, those that I knew that would give me some critical and good feedback about it, and wanted them to read and give me their thoughts. And young lady named Christy, she texted me back and she said, "Hi, Lo." She said, "All I can say is, wow, your book is amazing. I read it up through step 11." And she said, "And girl, you are on point, not only with the steps for being successful in real estate, but just in life. I love the saying, but the one that stands out the most is do what you don't want to do, which is one of the steps. Do what you don't want to do is one of the steps in the book. Your book is such an inspiration to me, and I'm sure to many more." She said, "It got me thinking about a business that I once wanted to do but gave up on it. It got me to thinking about my life. Your book had me captivated after reading the list of 21 steps. After that, I knew I had to read it. So I bought it and like how it's on point, easy to follow, it makes sense, it's positive and motivating, it's deep, really deep, and how wonderful that you are willing to share your success to others. God bless you. And then she just said, now let me go start my day so I can finish the book later. So that's some of the feedback so far, even before the official launch. And it's really humbling, Frank, to hear that, because my purpose, for this is for it to teach, motivate, and inspire, and to shake those real estate investors and other entrepreneurs to take action. And if you're not getting the results that you want, let this book be a guide to help you get there.
I think what a lot of folks out there, and hopefully some of the people who are watching this, besides going and getting the book, I hope they realize that a lot of business practices and things that you're talking about also can be a daily life thing. Even if you go to work for somebody else, if you put these things into practice, just in your day of waking up and how you make your cereal or how you do anything, do, like you said, do what you don't want to do. I hate cleaning. Thank God I have a great wife who handles that part now. But one of the biggest challenges for me was I would not ever put time aside just to clean.
Right.
But if I did it first, then I didn't have to worry about it later, and it was never a gnawing thing in the back of my head, putting a hurdle in front of my next goal, which was accomplishing whatever it was. So using your book in life and business, I think is going to be an awesome thing for anybody. And speaking of grabbing the book, where do we get it? How do I order this book?
Sure. Glad you asked. And right now, the official launch date is July 29th. But you can go to www.takeactionrealestatebook.com. That's takeactionrealestatebook.com. And you know what, Frank? My 40th birthday is in a few days. So, I'm trying not to lose my mind in a good way, because I'm the type of person that celebrates life. I really am. And I love life. I love everything about it, especially the great things, family, friends, all that good stuff. But I'm going to do something special. Since I'm turning 40, the first 40 people that go to takeactionrealestatebook.com and order your one copy, okay, go ahead and pre-order it. I'll make sure that it's autographed and mailed to you, as well as I'm going to give you a free course, a wholesale real estate investing course that I personally took out 2 hours of my day and taught a private group on Facebook of how to wholesale successfully from your computer. I'll walk you through the resources that I use, how to talk to sellers, scripts, marketing, everything. And you can do it on your laptop. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. You can wholesale anywhere. And this exclusive training I did with this private group is valued at over $200, but I'm going to give it to the first 40 people. Okay, not only autographed book, but also this particular exclusive training, live training, for free. So all you have to do, guess what? Take action.
That's huge. Because I know I've bought courses. You don't get, especially real estate courses, for that price. So that wow, get over there.
Yes.
And I will tell everybody.
It's only $20. It's $20. $20 for the book. That's it.
$20.
$20 for an autographed book, and you're going to get that training, that full 2-hour exclusive training that's valued at over $200 for free to the first 40 people. Okay, once the first 40 people order, that's it. So if you're watching this video, probably after about another day or so, and you get a link saying that's it, it's gone, offer's gone, it's gone. Okay, so take action.
Yeah, and don't be hitting low with a ton of emails in 6 months or in 2016 and going, oh, sorry, you missed 40.
That's it.
Said 40. That's it.
That's right.
You're lucky she's not charging $1 per year just for the book. Um, no, that's awesome. So I'm going to do my quote unquote salesy thing and say that the link is going to be over there, or the link's going to be down there. Click it, follow it, type it into your browser, get over, jump on it, guys. I'm going to literally, I'm going to go over and I make sure that I do this. I'm going to buy the book because, one, I want the autograph. I collect books from authors that I work with or that I really like, and I hunt for signatures, signed copies, and things like that. It's kind of a way I pimp my office, and I just go, look what I was able to be part of, and look what I was able to do, and again, it's seeing something in a solid form, such as a book, and it's an amazing accomplishment that you've done, and the fact that you're willing to take out a huge chunk of your life,
Yes.
share your knowledge, and mentor through a book, because that's what you're doing. These are the steps you need to take. This is what you have to do. This is how you stay motivated. This is how you don't get bogged down. And by the way, here's to your success. And from such a lovely person, and I mean that because
Thank you.
not only have you supported me and just been a joy, but kind of stalking you from behind, and watching what you're doing. You're a happy person, and I'm so. I'm blessed, to have seen, things go from, hey, how do you do this, to, you hit me up and going, hey, we need to do a hangout, and let's kick off my book. So I feel so blessed that I was part of this, and I appreciate you coming to me and asking me to do that. So thank you. You're going to sell a ton of these. I'm going to market the snot out of these bad boys for you. Take Action, realestatebook.com. What an awesome URL. Get your autograph copy, get the real estate course, again, for the first 40. So
40.
Don't play around, guys. Pre-order.
40 years. Woo!
I can't believe it. Happy birthday. That is so cool. I can't believe you're so young. You're hanging out with this old dog, and,
Whatever.
Go hang out, have fun, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the process of launching this book. You're going to be pulling your hair out a little bit and sitting on the edge of your seat, but let me know what the sales are, and let me know if I can do anything for you. And Lo, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you very much as well, Frank.
Are there any questions that anybody's had or emailed you that you'd like to talk about or hit before we finish up?
I think I covered. Oh, one thing I do want to share is that I know somebody had asked me about kind of my personal journey. Again, I do talk about pretty much the beginning of when I started in the real estate business. But I also shared. I don't think I shared this early in the interview. I share some of my ups and downs and bad mistakes, that I made.
Oh, wow.
Everything from linking up with the wrong investors that didn't have integrity, to, one of the 3 fears that I had and one actually happening. I talk about that, so that's in there. I'm being transparent, and I believe you'll see that, or you'll read that once you get the book. Oh, and there's also a free bonus. It's valued at over $497. I'm not going to tell you what that bonus is. You have to get the book to find out what it is.
Well, I'll tell you this: if it's an embossed or anything added to the front of a book, it's got to be good, because you don't just throw those things. That's forever. I mean, that can't be taken away. So.
Absolutely.
Well, Lo, I'm just. Wow, I'm just. You've hit me with so much, from the motivation to the mass amount of homes that you've done. Yes, it's been over a few years, but I'm thinking, wow, if you did 1 a month, that's 12 times 7, that's 84 or 94. Right. What? Whoa! You did 3 times that amount. Holy cow, you've been hustling your ass off. And I'm
Hustling.
sorry I dropped the A word, but that's me, baby. So
It's all good.
no, thank you so much. And again, guys, takeactionrealestatebook.com. I keep looking over there because I want to make sure. It's 21 steps on how to take action and get results in real estate. Grab it. Even if you're going to miss the first 40, go and grab it anyways. Check it out. Amazon, takeactionrealestatebook.com, anywhere, maybe even your local bookstore. If not, hit up on your phone, email. Maybe we got a couple extra copies laying around that you can buy from us. So
Awesome.
I will talk to you soon. Lo, hang out for a minute, and guys, hit rewind, watch it again after you go and buy your book, okay?
And share it with your friends.